My name is Scotia. I'm 31 years old. I came to Kraków from Canada 7.5 years ago. Maybe I'm a strange girl in that I really like insects. Even when I was a small child, I loved holding spiders and worms and looking closely at them because they're such intricate creatures. And when I was a little girl, I used to bring spiders into the house when winter came because I knew they would all die if they stayed outside. So I used to bring them in and put them in my dollhouse to keep them warm throughout the winter without telling my mother, of course. And why did I come to Poland from Canada? About him? So this is my son, Milo. Milo is an old-fashioned English, American, Canadian name, maybe from the 1950s. Very simple. It's very simple. It's M-I-L-O. But we gave him a second name that was Polish because even though Milo is very simple, when I meet an old Polish person in the street and they ask me, what's your son's name?
It's Milo's eye.
When I say Milo...
Look, what's that? It's Milo's eye.
Milo's eye. When they ask me what his name is, I say Milo. They're like, Milo? Co? Milo? Co? Milo? Co? Proszę? And they don't understand. So then I say his name is Kazimierz because that's his second name. And they're like, oh, Kazimierz. So I came to Poland for various reasons, but it changed after a few years. When I started getting very serious about playing the accordion, my main reason for staying here is to learn to play the accordion. Some people say, why don't you learn in Canada? Well, nobody really plays the accordion seriously in Canada. And I could have learned maybe from sheet music or something, but here in the streets of Kraków, I can hear accordion music all the time. So I'm not enrolled in an academy or anything, I just go out on the streets, and I've spent the last few years with my handheld tape recorder recording all the accordionists in Kraków, the gypsies, the Russians that play on the streets, and listening to these songs at home. I've learned them by ear, and that makes up most of my repertoire, is songs that I've learned on the street. When my mother came to visit me, I think she was a little bit horrified because she's spent her whole life in Canada and, like me, is used to seeing a huge sky above her head. And so when she saw the view through my window, which is just a big brick wall, I think she thought maybe I was living in a prison. It's a bit like a prison, with this courtyard, no grass. In Canada you have grass and trees and flowers everywhere, even in the downtown part of Vancouver. And here you have cement, brick walls, nothing green, nothing natural. You have this old brick wall that's crumbling, going all the way up to the tiny little bit of sky. You can barely see the sky. And I love it, it's so beautiful. This wall has so many different colors, so many different textures. And I love walls that are falling apart, because for me this is authentic. It's authentic because you can see the layers of lives. You can see that people have lived here through many different decades, and you can see traces of the past. Now for my flower head. So twice a month now, every first and third Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, I get dressed up as Rosie, the accordion playing Rose, and I play my accordion for children and guitar and teach them English through songs and games. And here's a poster for it that I drew myself. This is Rosie playing her accordion and Violetta. Now I'm Rosie. When I moved to Poland, I decided to bring just a few things that I had, and for some reason I decided to bring this picture with me. But I thought it'll be a miracle, a religious miracle, if this picture does not snap in half, if it doesn't break in my suitcase on the way over. And then so when I unpacked my stuff, when I arrived in Kraków, the picture was intact. So I had to hang it up on the wall. And it's been hanging on my bedroom wall for 7 years since I got here. And so I've always felt more comfortable in Kraków. Even though I can never become Polish, I feel more affinity to Polish culture than to Canadian culture because it's quite an old-fashioned culture. I like the way old men lift their hats to me in the street, and they kiss my hand when they meet me for the first time. And I like all the social conventions It's very old-fashioned. And no matter what I'm doing, if I'm just doing something boring, going shopping or walking to work or something, I'm surrounded by beautiful old buildings, architecture from many past eras. And so everything is always stimulating and it's always something to look at. Hello! Hello, Milo. I bought some apples for you. You see the apples?
Yeah.
He likes to inspect all the things I got. Apples, are they good apples? And bananas. I'm gonna check if they're good. Good Polish apples. He loves apples. Is it a good apple?
Want the apple?
You want some? I'll cut it for you.